For our Best of 2022 category in this episode, it is time to talk about art and aesthetics. What games personally oohed and awed me when it came to either just looking graphically impressive or having a fantastic art style? For the honorable mention this year, it's going to go to the Callisto Protocol. While the gameplay was just okay and didn't really do enough to stand out, the look of this game was certainly phenomenal, with some very impressive set pieces and environments, and of course the detail on characters and the motion cap certainly are impressive. We shall see if developers can maybe bring up the gameplay to that level, maybe with its DLC or a future game. But for right now, if you want to ooh and on go ugh over some brutally disturbing scenes, you have the Callisto Protocol. Alright, for the Bronze Award, this is going to be RPG time. This was a kind of puzzle adventure RPG, kind of a combination of very unusual games. But the game itself is built entirely as an aesthetic of a tabletop RPG book, complete with everything being drawn out pencil and kind of animated along those lines. The entire UI is 100% diegetic to what is happening in the level, and the game it oozes charm when you play it. The main reason why it doesn't get higher is that all that charm definitely came at the cost of some of the UX. And unfortunately, I can't give a game that doesn't even allow you to even exit the game easily a super high award. But if you are looking for a game that truly proves that aesthetics will always win out on just, powerful engines and Ultra 4K HD, you really owe yourself to at least look or watch some footage on RPG Time. Coming in for the Silver Award for Best Aesthetics / Art, it is Cult of the Lamb. This is a game that combines the very cute and still destructive nature of Happy Tree Friends with the cute and disturbing nature of Happy Tree Friends, but with Lovecraftian elements to boot. So, this is a game that was a kind of action RPG meets cultist simulator. And while the gameplay, I liked it, it unfortunately didn't do enough to get me to enjoy it to give an award there. The aesthetics of this game are wonderful. While the cute characters are incredibly cute, the disturbing characters are suitably disturbing. And there is just something to be said about watching cute little furry woodland creatures walking around and committing ritualistic sacrifice and killing someone or resurrecting them from the dead. It's all, cute fun, right? But again, like our third place example, another solid take on aesthetics over graphics. And it's just a fantastic game to look at. And I hope that the developers, if they do decide to do a sequel, can maybe expand on the gameplay, either making the cultist side a little bit more interesting, or having, I think, a better merging of the roguelike and the cultist / city building aspects of it. But still, fantastic looking game. Alright, for number one, when it comes to best art and aesthetics, it's a game that I'm sure if you've been wondering if it was going to show up on the list this year, and that is going to be Scorn. Scorn, much like the Callisto Protocol, came out to a lot of negative reviews and people having issues with it. I know quite a few people who stopped playing it before they even finished the first act in that horrible box moving puzzle. But if you stuck with it, you'll find a game that is just beautifully disturbing or disturbingly beautiful. It was inspired heavily by the art styles of H.R. Geiger, with human, metal, or robot combinations, and a lot of, body horror to go around. It is one of those games that, one of the reasons why I think a lot of people turned down or didn't like it is that it is much a game that's, I think, better to watch and experience from the outside than it is to play. Some of the environments and set pieces in this game are just haunting. in terms of the level of detail, and there's definitely the sense that this would be a world worth exploring, just to see what the heck happened with it. There were discussions from the art book of things that were either cut or elements that were kind of inferred on, but not really brought up in the main game. And that is kind of a shame. Scorn is definitely a art kind of experience at first. Play it and enjoy it like that, maybe second, third, or fourth. And I really enjoyed kind of the look and feel of this game. A lot of people I know did not like the combat. They felt it was very slow, very clunky. But I was really getting into another game that tried to embrace this kind of diegetic nature. And having a diegetic nature with body horror to boot. With your weird flesh gun that you take off the various heads to give it new weapons. Or watching yourself like pick up these little stones from like ammo supplies to fill up your gun. It is again one of those games that you are either going to love or hate. But even with that said, you cannot deny that this is just a uniquely looking game. And whether you fall on the beautiful or disturbing side, I think is going to be based on your preference. But that is going to do it for Best Art and Aesthetic. Let me know what some of your favorite games, they don't have to be beautifully or disturbingly beautiful, in the comments down below. Do that liking and subscribing as well. We'll be back with another part of the Best of 2022 series. Also, visit our Discord and Patreon. And with that said, come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.